truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness turns tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tuning every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Good morning, good people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Happy was it Tuesday morning? I got ready to say happy Monday morning. Happy Tuesday morning to all of you guys. Guys, I have so much stuff that I want to share with you today. Diddy sentencing memorandum was submitted yesterday by his attorneys. And there have been some interesting things. There was a lot of letters of references. I have never seen so many letters in any case. This man is definitely loved, and there's a lot of people who want him out, and they were willing to put their signature on paper, their ink, their thought on paper. And I'm going to share that with you guys this morning. And some of the requests and his attorney is basically looking for time served. That's what it looks like, time served. There's a sentencing chart they put in. There's so many things that was submitted into the sentencing submission. It was interesting, very, very much interesting. And they submitted it last night after we got off. I'm feeling kind of like nauseous for some strange reason, y'all. I probably need to get something to eat because I'm feeling really nauseous. Feeling very nauseous. Oh. All right, let me go ahead and get this stuff to you. I tell you, his attorneys are so prepared. It's so like, I mean, that's what happens when you have money. You can get the best of the best, the best of the best. They work diligently and hard for him. And he had, when I tell you, he had so many letters, y'all, letters, reference letters. He had so many reference letters. Okay, y'all ready? Are you guys ready? Hey, Pebbles, drink some ginger. What time is the Fed offering? I didn't see their paperwork. I didn't see theirs. I didn't see anything with them. I was looking to see if they had submitted their stuff in, but they haven't submitted anything. The only person I saw was his team. No, I don't see anything from the feds. When I looked inside the I don't see anything from them. I don't see anything. Nope, 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 nope. Nothing under them. Everything was under his attorneys. You ready? Okay, Derek. Derek said he's ready. Okay, y'all. Let's go ahead on and share the first page with you guys. Let me go ahead on and pull up the first page. First page is 182 pages, y'all. 182 pages. Ouch. You know I ain't gonna read all of those, right? Okay, let's go ahead on and look at that. This is the first. I gotta hold on a second. Let me put my little thing up. Okay, I gotta put that up. Okay, here we go. First one has 182 pages, y'all. The second one has 133, and then the next one got a lot of pages. A lot of pages, y'all. A lot. Let's get going here. Good morning to everyone that's coming into the chat. Welcome. Don't forget to hit the like button. Y'all, this stuff is not. Okay, you have all his attorneys here. Steele, Agnafilo, Shapiro, Westmoreland, Steele, Harris. These are all the attorneys. And I wonder why they didn't. Oh, they go Xavier down here. I was like, where's Xavier? I don't see him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody's missing. Okay, these two are together. Okay, and these two are together. Okay. I was like, somebody's missing. All right, here's a table of content. It has a table of authority, introduction, argument, Mr. Cohn's history and characteristics, Mr. Cohn's upbringing, Mr. Cohn's dedication to his family, Cohn's career and work history. Cohn's created a family for his business colleagues and friends. Mr. Cohn is dedicated to inspiring those around him and helping people believe in their own potential. Mr. Cohn's contribution to the community. Mr. Cohn continued his positive community impact by inspiring and helping others at the MDC. Ooh, he did some stuff at the MDC. We're going to read that one, page 40 on that one. Mr. Cohn's drug use history, medical diagnosis, both before, during, and incarceration are important to understand Mr. Cohn's life and past anger management issues. Mr. Cohn's behavior has markedly improved while in treatment and under evaluation at the NDC. He's been working, y'all. He hasn't been one of those inmates that sit around and do nothing and just continue getting angry at the system. He's been doing some self-improvement. And the next one is part 2 is the nature and circumstances of the offense do not warrant more incarceration. And Mr. Cohn and his adult girlfriend had serious relationships that involved consensual experience with adult third parties. Mr. Cohn and Ms. Ventura's relationship and participation in consensual adult experience. Mr. Cohn and Jane's relationship and participation in consensual adult experiences. B, the male escort and entertainers were fully consenting, empowered adults who traveled and participated of their own accord. Mr. Cohn did not profit in any way. This was merely the way he and his girlfriend enjoyed their experience. I'm just going to say it, sexual experience. I'll just mumble up the words and so YouTube can't understand it. DURGS and a high-profile celebrity lifestyle obviously played a role. Mr. Cohn and Ms. Ventura each had serious DRUG problems for years. Number 2, Jane explored DRUG use with Mr. Cohn and saw Mr. Cohn struggle with I'm just say rugs because it's going to be hard to keep spelling it. Mr. Cohn's employees did not participate in offense conduct. Mr. Cohn had a domestic violence problem unrelated to the offense conduct. Jury rejected any notion of force, fraud, coercion. Number 3, the guidelines range should be from 6 to 12 months, y'all. There go to time served right there. 6 to 12 months. And acquitted conduct must not be used in any way to enhance the sentencing. The court cannot rely on acquitted conduct when determining Mr. Cohn's guideline ranges. Determining that Mr. Cohn's guideline ranges enhance Mr. Cohn's sentences in any way based on acquitted conduct would raise serious constitutional and fairness concern. 6th Amendment problem, 5th Amendment due process problem, 5th Amendment double jeopardy problems, and number 4, unfairness. Apply the fraud coercion enhancement would illegally end run the acquitted conduct amended and defy the factual record. The acquitted conduct amendment precludes application to fraud and coercion enhancement. The fraud and coercion enhancement is unsupported by factual records. No grouping is appropriate because there's no victims. E, no role enhancement is warranted. Mr. Cohn was not a leader or organizer. Number 2, there is no participation within the meaning of the guidelines. 3, the alleged criminality was not otherwise extensive. Then you have number F, Mr. Cohn is qualifying 0-point offender. Okay. G, Mr. Cohn has demonstrated acceptance of responsibility, which plays a very, very big factor in any sentencing guideline. They take that into consideration from the past cases that I've done, y'all. H, stacking the PSR recommended enhancement produces an excessive punitive guideline range. Number 4, any sentence greater than 14 months would create unwarranted sentences disparities that should be avoided under 18 U.S.C. 3553 A6. A, the median man act sentence in criminal history category 1 is a year and a day. Time Mr. Cohn has already served. There we go again with the time served right here, y'all. Mr. Cohn deserved a lower sentence than even the average case. DOJ enforcement policy treats and has always treated Mr. Cohn's offenses conduct as the least culpable act of man act offense. D. Buyer or John cases have incredibly rare and do not are incredibly rare, and do not support a sentence beyond time served. Okay, there they go again with the time served, y'all. Trowbridge, Till, and Stedbick, that's the cases they're bringing up, and Natbit, that's another case. The data underlying guidelines 2G1.1 further demonstrate that Mr. Combs' Mann Act conviction is of the least culpable variety. F, this is the only case we have identified where the government claims professional consenting adult males were Mann Act victims. That's the one that the judge asked the state about, the feds about yesterday. Remember we were talking about that? Then it has Mr. Cohn has already experienced just punishment for the offense. Mr. Cohn time at the MDC have been extremely punitive and demands a lesser sentence relative to other cases. And then Mr. Cohn has suffered innumerable additional collateral consequences to his profession and personal life. Number 6, a sentence of more than 14 months affords adequate deterrence to criminal conduct. Specific deterrence is best achieved by a sentence no greater than 14 months. B, a sentence no greater than 14 months afforded adequate general deterrence. Number 7, a 14-month sentence would best provide Mr. Cohn with needed rehabilitation. Conclusion, and that's it. All right, gave all these case laws here. How many case laws did they give? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a lot of case laws, y'all. It's a lot of case laws they gave. Look at this. Oh man, did they give a lot of case laws? Lord have mercy. Look at this. Now look at this. I know the different jurisdiction. He's looking for only 2 and Supreme Court. So anything that's not part of the Second Circuit, this is Second Circuit right here. Second Circuit right here. Second Circuit. Second Circuit right here. This one he's not going to use. He's going to use Second Circuit there. That's New York. NUDY is part of Second Circuit as well. That's the First Circuit, Second Circuit right here. That he's not going to use those. That one he's going to use. We got a lot of Second Circuits. I don't know what these cases are, but they have plenty of Second Circuits for the Second Circuit, not circuits, for the judge to use. It has a manual. Okay. Now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of this stuff, y'all. They are not joking. And here's the introduction. All right, we're going to get into the introduction. Then we're going to go to the letters. We're not going to go deep into everything. All right, we're not going to go deep into everything. Good morning, Levon. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad you guys are here. Mr. Combe. If I say Combe, please excuse my dictations of stuff. Y'all got to remember, English is my second language when I was born, okay? So lighten up on me, okay, y'all? Lighten up on my dictation and my enunciations and all that. Lighten up, folks. Lighten up. Let's not get too serious about this, okay? All right. Good morning again to all my people. All right, y'all ready? And I heard his most recent girlfriend wrote a letter as well. What was her name, y'all? What's his recent girlfriend name? Y'all know, you know me, I'm not too savvy in knowing these people. But his recent girlfriend, the one that everybody was, when they were at court, they were talking about. Y'all know who that is, right? Anybody could tell me who that is? The recent girlfriend? Yeah, I know, Young Miami. Y'all being slow this morning. Wake up, wake up. Young Miami is the one that wrote a letter for him. Young Miami did. What's Young Miami real name? Thank you, a cash. Thank you. What's Young Miami's real name? So when I see her letter, I'll make sure I read it slow. Carisha. Carisha. Okay, Carisha. All right. All right. Thank you guys. Carisha is her real name. So when I see hers, I will slow down and I will read it. Okay, guys. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready, my good people? Let's go. Introduction. The government accused Sean Combs of heinous crimes. It branded him an evil trafficker and racketeer who coerced and defrauded his girlfriends into having sex against their will. But none of that was true. And Mr. Combs exercised his constitutional right to fight the allegations and put the government to its proof at a jury trial. And at that trial, the government deployed the full force of its awful, awesome power. Not awful, but awesome power. 8 weeks, it presented the best evidence it could muster to support these disturbing allegations. But it failed to prove them because the trial revealed the true facts. 12 attentive jurors heard all the evidence. They heard the testimony of Mr. Combs' girlfriends. They saw thousands of text messages, email, videos, and other documents about the relationship and evidence in question. Those 12 citizens diligently applied the court's instruction on the law to that evidence and unanimously rejected the government's sordid tale of coercion and racketeering. The jury's verdict could not have been clearer and more consistent. I'm trying to read it like a attorney up there, y'all. Just come on, give me some effort here. The jury found that Mr. Cohn is not guilty of forcing, coercing, or defrauding either Cassie Ventura or Jane, and that he is not guilty of a RICO conspiracy. But the jury did find Mr. Cohn guilty of prostitution offenses. Obviously, because as the government emphasized in closing remark, those counts didn't require proof of threats or force, fraud, or coercion. But simply, the jury has spoken. Its verdict represented an affirmative indication of innocence. Thompson versus Clark. Y'all, from now on, I'm just going to say the case name and then move on. I'm not going to read all those numbers behind, okay? Mr. Cohn must be sentenced for what the jury convicted him of: interstate transportation of fully consenting adults with intent to engage in prostitution. But it would be unlawful and a preservation of justice for the court to sentence him as if the jury had convicted him of sex trafficking and RICO, or to increase his sentencing based on the court's own finding about force or coercion or racketeering. What is the point of a jury trial if the defendant can be acquitted but then sentenced as if he had been convicted? Doing so nullifies the entire purpose of a jury. Juries are a democratic institution called upon to represent the community as a bulwark between the state and the accused, and their verdicts are the tool by which they do so. Consistent with this, juries were historically able to use acquittals in various ways to limit the state's authorities to punish, an ability that the founders prized. With an acquittal, the jury, as representative of the community, has been asked by the state to authorize punishment for the alleged crime and has refused to do so. That is why acquittal have long been accorded special weight and are traditionally treated in invalid even if a judge invalid, sorry, even if a judge disagree with the jury's verdict. ID at 2402. Accordingly, Supreme Court justices from across the ideology, I don't know, y'all. I'm getting tongue tied, okay? Yeah, I can't say the word, y'all. I know the word in my head, but I can't say it. Ideological spectrum and any other jurists, lawyers, and commentators have opined that using acquittal conduct to enhance a sentence violates the Fifth and Sixth Amendment, as well as fundamental principles of fairness and justice. It also erodes the perceived fairness of the criminal justice system. Indeed, the woman on the street would be quite aback to learn that a person's sentence could be increased based on an acquittal conduct. Yet, both the probation office and the government asked the court to do just that. Y'all, there must be a sentencing request that I don't see because he's saying that they're asking for more time from probation and from this government. So there must be something that was done early. I have to look for it. Okay, sorry about that. I have to go look for it. Probation recommends guideline enhanced based on an acquittal conduct and the imposition of a sentence 5 times longer than the average sentence of a Mann Act defendants with similar criminal histories and justifies this lengthy sentence based on the supposed fraud and coercion that the jury rejected. The prosecutors, for their part, have lost all perspective. They advocate for numerous enhancements even probation didn't find warranted and seek to sentence Mr. Combs under a different enhancement for a crime he was never charged with, which would result in a guideline range above the statutory maximum of 20 years. What? What? Wait a minute. They asking for more than 20 years? I got to see that paperwork, y'all. I got to see that paperwork. I got to see it. Because they're asking for more than 20 years. Should we put a pin on this for a second as I look? Hold on, y'all. There's got to be. Hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna go look on the document. Hold on. Just stay there for a second. But stay there, because I gotta go see where they're asking for more than 20 years. I gotta look for it. Hold on. Because I think they were supposed to submit it by the 1st, right? Hold on. I'm looking. I don't see it. I'm on September 1st. I don't see it. Hold on, it says letter by USA to Sean Combs addressed the judge's date September 1st, sentencing data document. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let's go see what the letter says. It's only 5-page letter. No, this is not it. This is them giving case laws. Okay, that's not it. Let me go back. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, it's not here yet. No, it's not here. They must have sent it to them behind closed doors, because it's not on the docket. It's not here. No, it's not here. So I'll be looking out on the paperwork for it, because they're asking for more than 20 years, y'all. They're asking for more than 20 years. This is crazy. All right, let's go back to where we were. Where were we? Right here. But they asked for more than 20 years. She. Dang. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's go back where the maximum. Okay, ready? Under different enhancement. Okay, let's go back. They advocate for numerous enhancement, even probation didn't find warranted, and seek to sentence Mr. Cohn under a different enhancement for a crime he was never charged with, which would result in a guideline range above statutory maximum of 20 years. This is wildly out of proportion to the conduct at issue. Threesomes were fully. Hold on a second. One second, y'all. Hold on a second. Sorry. Sorry, something is going on. Okay, this is wildly out of proportion to the conduct at issues. Threesome was fully competent adult men and women voluntarily crossed state lines and had consensual sex with each other, and the defendant made no money from the conduct. We are unaware of any other Mann Act prosecution based on such conduct. Nevertheless, the median sentence of Mann Act defendant sentence under the applicable guidelines 2G1.1B1 is criminal history category 1 is 12 months incarceration, and the average sentence is under 15 months, even when one includes defendant who received coercion enhancement. Thus, probation recommended a sentence 5 times the typical sentence, and the government apparently believed the sentence 20 times, dang, the typical sentence may be appropriate. This draconian approach makes Alice in the Wonderland's Queen Heart seems benevolent and insists instead of sentence first verdict afterwards. The government's view is a verdict to be damned, locked up, and throw away the keys. Fairness and justice, as well as the Constitution, federal sentencing law, the common sense require a far lower sentence in this unique case. Mr. Cohn is an extraordinary person who has made monumental professional and personal contribution throughout his 55 years to society, his family, his community, and beyond. And just as importantly, Mr. Combs has much more to give. It will not serve it would not serve any of the purposes of sentencing to keep him incarcerated and away from his elderly mother and 7 children, unable to contribute meaningfully meaningfully to the community as he had throughout his adult life. Although his father was murdered on the streets of Manhattan when he was just 3 years old, Mr. Combs pursued a life of hard work, love, family, and faith. He went to Howard University, entered the world of entertainment in New York City, but built extraordinary businesses and created a new culture and image for Black Americans, which had a lasting impact on music, fashion, and other industries throughout the world. Along the way, he empowered and inspired generations. At the same time, he nourished a growing family and community and becoming a father and a father figure to those that needed him. He dedicated substantial energy, resources, and passion to charitable work not and made personal sacrifices for others so they could thrive. It was not easy, and Mr. Combs overcame substantial obstacles. He lost many loved ones, including his father, his best friend, Christopher Wallace, professionally known as Notorious B.I.G., as well as the love of his life and mother of four of his children, Kim Porter, and most recently his mentor, Andre Harrell. These evidence were devastating, and for decades, Mr. Combs struggled with serious substance abuse issues, anger and anxiety, and other flaws that he did not properly or professionally address until his incarceration last year. In that respect, Mr. Combs' near 13 months in prison has been life changing, productive, and a testament to his desire to return to his family and community and lead the best life possible. He has been taking the time to achieve necessary rehabilitation from day one at MDC, including getting clean of all substances. And while he and his doctor have worked productively with all the available therapeutic tools at MDC and made significant progress, his doctors all agree that the next step in Mr. Combs' treatment is to ensure the changes he has made last a lifetime, requires therapy that can only effectively be provided outside the prison walls. Mr. Cohn has 7 children, 4 by now deceased Kim Porter, who desperately awaits his return to their lives. Quincy, Justin, Christian, Chance, twin Delilah, and Jesse, and 2-year-old daughter Love. His 84-year-old mother, Janice Cohn, who has had brain surgery and was hospitalized for heart concern right before his arrest, also needs him. As she writes to this court, she depends on Sean for emotional support. He always looked after my health and well-being. I don't know how much longer I will be around, but I would love to be able to see him and his children together again. Exhibit 1, letter of Janice Combs, 1-2. The court has a difficult task when fashioning with any sentence. But here's the right answer could not be more obvious. In the past 2 years, Mr. Cohn's career and reputation have been destroyed. He has served over a year in one of the most notorious jails in America. yet has made the most of that punishment. It is time for Mr. Combs to go home to his family so he can continue his treatment and try to make the most of the next chapter of his extraordinary life. A sentence no greater than 14 months is plainly sufficient, but not greater than necessary. To accomplish this purpose of sentencing articulated in 18 USC 3553A, it is the only just and fair sentence that could be imposed. Argument. Let me see what you guys are saying on that. Y'all, what do you think of the introduction? What do you guys think of the introduction, y'all? They want to throw more accusation to Diddy. Yeah, that's what they want to do. And he was already acquitted for it. The conduct of charge under RICO puts a maximum over 20. Yeah. It says even though he was found not guilty of RICO, they could still sentence him for it like they did with R. Kelly. They sentenced him for charges that was not found on to. RICO was okay. All right, I was trying to see what you guys said. Time served. Okay, I agree. All right, y'all ready? Let's hear the argument. Argument. Sentencing court must fashion a punishment that fits the offender and not merely the crime. Pepper versus United States. As the court is aware, it must consider and weigh all the factors enumerated in 18 USC 3553A and shall impose a sentence sufficient but not greater than necessary to achieve the goal of sentencing, including punishment, deterrence, protecting the public, and rehabilitation. The guidelines are but one factor and are not determinative, as the court must have an individualized assessment of the appropriate sentence based on the facts presented. Pew versus United States. Thus, a district court may freely depart from the range recommended by the guideline based not only on the individualized determination that the guidelines yield an excessive sentence in particular case, but also based on policy disagreements with the guidelines themselves, ID. Accordingly, regardless of what guideline range the court adopts for the reasons set forth below, the only fair and just sentence after applying all the 353A factors is a sentence not more than 14-month imprisonment. 1. Mr. Combs' history and characteristic. A. Mr. Combs' upbringing and the effects of the death of his father on his life. Mr. Combs was born on November 4th, 1969, at Women's Hospital in Harlem, New York, to the union of Janice and Melvin Earl Combs. The small family lived in Harlem, New York. Melvin Combs was a U.S. Air Force veteran and a popular, larger-than-life figure. His employment was not clear. Some said he was a heroin connection to Harlem and was a drug kingpin. When Mr. Combs was just 3 years old, his father was murdered on the streets of Manhattan. On January 26, 1972, 31-year-old Melvin Combs was sitting in a Lincoln Continental at 106th Street and Park West. Is that why they did that 106 in Park? Is that the reason why they did that show, y'all? 106 in Park. Is there some connections to that? It Is there some connection to the 106 in Park? All right, let me go back and read that. Okay. In Lincoln Continental as 106 and Central Park West, 3 bullets were fired into the right side of his head, killing him instantly. Homicide detective Edward Kelly reported that the bullets were likely fired by someone sitting in front passenger seat and that the shooting was a hit due to the drug dealing. The killing of Melvin Combs was well known throughout Harlem. It was major hit on the driver of one of the most powerful drug deal in the history of New York. Also, Melvin was well known, well liked in his neighborhood, and his murder still unsolved after 53 years was a major source of discussion by everyone who knew him and the Combs family. The violent death of Mr. Combs' father traumatized the family forever. Due to the circumstances surrounding the killing, the family told young Mr. Combs only that his father was killed in a car in a traffic accident. As Mr. Combs grew, the older kids and some of the men in Harlem said things about his father that led him to wonder whether the story told by his family was true. People in the street was graciously speaking to Mr. Combs about his father in a way that suggested his father's death was not an accident. Mr. Combs never confronted his mother or grandmother, however, about the story he had been told about his father's life and death. He grew up without a father and kept whatever burning question about what his father did for living and how he died to himself. It wasn't until years later, when Mr. Combs was a student at Howard University, that he learned through research of, of microfiche news clip of his father that his father was murdered. Mr. Combs raised Mr. Combs, I'm sorry, Miss Combs raised Mr. Combs as a single mother while she was caring for her elderly, ailing mother. She worked 3 jobs to provide him with a good education. Exhibit 1, letter of Miss Janice Combs, at 1. She drove to school. She drove a school bus during the morning and afternoon hours on the weekdays, worked at the United Cerebral Palsy home in the evening caring for patients, and worked on weekends as a salesperson in a clothing store. As strong and capable as Miss Combs is, it was difficult, if not impossible, for her to keep the trauma and fear of having one's husband murdered in the same neighborhood in which the family continued to live, and not allow it to impact her son. Unfortunately, however, Miss Combs was faced with another tragic loss. Her brother passed away of a drug overdose, and he left behind his 5-year-old daughter, Keisha, whom became an orphan. ID. Miss Combs adopted Keisha to prevent her from going into foster care. Determined not to let her only son follow in her deceased husband's footsteps, Janice Combs was extra protective of Mr. Combs. She raised him with a strong belief in God, religion, faith, and redemption. At the age of 10, he became an altar boy at the parish of St. Charles. Romeo at 282 West 151st Street in Harlem. He also spent his Sundays at the Shallow Baptist Church, 2226 Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard, also in Harlem. When Mr. Combs was about 12, their family moved to Mount Vernon, a small city in Westchester County bordering the Bronx. He started working at an early age, exhibiting both his responsibility and drive. Mr. Combs also promised to work hard to provide for his mother and promised that she would not have to work three jobs ever again. Exhibit 1, letter of Janice Combs at 1. In middle school, he worked as a newspaper boy, gas station attendant, and in retail to help ease the family's financial burden. Exhibit letter of K. Combs, Dent at 1. Despite all these traumatic experiences, Sean somehow managed to be a good student. Exhibit letter of Janice Combs at 1. Mr. Combs attended and graduated from Mount St. Michael's Academy, an all boys Catholic high school where he played on the football team. Part of Miss Combs' lifetime of effort is to ensure that her son stayed off the street of Harlem and was studiously never telling him about what his father did for a living or how he died. She managed to get him all the way to college without Mr. Combs ever being told the truth. On some level, somehow, Mr. Combs knew. He always knew. He picked up clues. He knew his father didn't die in a traffic accident. He knew it was likely a result of violence, but he didn't know why someone would intentionally kill his father. In September of 1987, Mr. Combs started college at Howard University. It was the first time he was away from home. He finally had the freedom to answer the great unresolved question that had been plaguing him for a decade. On his second day of school, he went to the library and found the microfilm. He looked up Melvin Combs and found an article in Amsterdam News. For the first time ever, Mr. Combs knew the actual facts surrounding his father's life and death. Until that point, he had anxiously carried around his father's death as an unresolved mystery. But now he knew the truth. This day with the microfilm would prove to be one of the most important days of Sean Combs' life, as he would go on to say himself. In 2014, 27 years after sitting in the library with the microfilm, Mr. Combs was back at the Howard University delivering the school's 146 commencement address. He shared his most important moments at Howard, which was the most important moment of his life, with the graduating class of 2014. The professors and all the people in the audience. He stated the following: My world was changed here at Howard. My second day of school, I learned something that would change the course of my life forever. I don't talk about this often. I was raised by a single mother. My dad, Mr. Melvin Combs, died when I was 3 years old. There was something about that that didn't feel right. There was something in my soul that was telling me otherwise. So as soon as I got here, I went to the library and I did some research. I used the microfilm I found I searched all the newspapers. When I typed in my father's name and the day he died, I read the Amsterdam news that he had been murdered in a drug deal gone wrong. Right there in that library, I realized there was nothing more important than family. Mr. Cohn described learning the truth about his father as something that changed the course of his life forever. He also said there was something in my soul that was telling me otherwise. During Mr. Combs' entire childhood leading to the moment with the microfilm, he was experiencing a profound form of trauma. Profound because it existed in his soul, as he said, but was something, but was something he did not and felt could not discuss. He always knew, of course, that his father died suddenly and tragically. And indeed, that is a form of trauma. But he also knew there were essential aspects about his father that were never discussed, that could not be discussed. And he knew that the stories about his father told by his family were different from what he was picking up from people in Harlem who knew his father and what happened to him. It is a, it is apparent that Mr. Combs was desperate to know the truth because at his very earliest opportunity, on the second day of college, he beelined to the library to research what happened to his father. It was also apparent how important learning the truth was to him. He said, "My world was changed here at Howard." He was not at that moment talking about wonderful education he had or of his experiences at the school. His world changed because he finally learned the truth about his father. The trauma of losing his father, not being able to talk about what happened to him, and then finally learning years later that he was murdered, never left Sean Combs. However, he did exactly what he said he would do at the Howard University commencement. He put his family first and was the best father and son and brother he knew how to be. B. Mr. Combs' dedication to his family. Despite being raised without a father, Mr. Cohn has been a dedicated and present father to his 7 children. He has also been a dedicated son to Janice Cohn, living just down the road from her in Miami, and a dedicated uncle, nephew, and cousin. Even though he was CEO of several businesses, his dedication to his family is a paramount. Mr. Combs, at 55 years old, is the father of 7 children, ranges from ages 2 to 34. Quincy, Justin, Christian, Chance, Delilah, Jesse, and Love. Dallas Austin, who has known Mr. Combs since the early 1990s, has observed Mr. Combs as as a man of unwavering dedication to his loved ones, his family, especially his mom and children. He is a devoted father whose family always come first. The balance he maintains between his personal and professional life is both inspiring and admirable. Exhibit letter of D. Austin at 1. The longtime friend Tiffany Brown had known Mr. Cohn as a deeply loving father and devoted son. His children have always been a central focus in his life, and I know he has taken great pride in nurturing them and being present for milestones that matters most. Exhibit 4, letter of T. Brown at 1. Ms. Brown noted that family has consistently played a grounding and guiding role in his life. ID. Mr. Combs' children are the center of his world. Exhibit 5, letter of L. Lane at 2. Mr. Combs' oldest child is Justin Combs by Misa Hilton, with whom Mr. Combs had a relationship approximately 1989 to 1994. PSR 177. Justin described Mr. Combs as a loving, present father who has instilled in me and my siblings the importance of respect, of honoring women, and of standing tall in the faces of adversary. He is the anchor of our family, the one we look to for guidance and reassurance. Exhibit 6, letter of Justin Combs at 1. In 1994, he met the longtime love of his life, Kim Porter. Miss Porter had a child through another relationship, Quincy Brown, whom she was raising as a single mother. Mr. Combs quickly stepped in as a father to Quincy when he was 4 years old. He has been the only father figure in Quincy's life as long as he can remember. As Quincy noted in the letter, he stepped in and stepped up as a father at an important time in my life during the most formative years in a way that no one else could have. He poured his love into me in a way that I couldn't quite recognize as a child. A love that I've only received from women in my life. It was unconditional, safe, and unwavering. It still is. He put me first. He went out of his way at any and every opportunity without hesitation to make me feel like he's been there the whole time, having never experienced the love of a father before then. It was all so foreign to me. I didn't know that I was the recipient of a man's love. That is, until I began to witness the love he had for my mother. It was tremendous and true. Exhibit 7, letter of Q. Brown at 1. Mr. Combs' love for Quincy made an impression on those around him. Mr. Combs' security guard at the time noted that Mr. Combs loved and embraced Quincy like he was his own and was amazing and loving father to Justin and Quincy. Exhibit A, letter of our house of form from 1 to 2. Miss Porter's best friend, Normandy Keith, remarks that Mr. Combs has always loved Quincy and raised him as his own. Exhibit 9, letter of N. Keith at 1. LaWanda Lane, another one of Miss Porter's best friend, who now takes care of the twins, likewise says that she has never seen Mr. Combs fail to be there for Quincy. Exhibit 5, letter L. Lane at 1. Mr. Combs went above and beyond without Miss Porter ever asking. Quincy attended the best private schools, had the best tutors, was very well kept, and Sean was constantly pouring into him as if he was his father. Exhibit 10, letter of E. Ware at 3. Though Mr. Combs was busy building bad boy records, he always found time to spend with his two sons. Exhibit A, letter of our house at 1. As he started to have more children, Mr. Combs' commitment to his new family expanded. Exhibit 11, letter at M. Irving at 1. Miss Porter's former assistant, Kay Lindsay, noted that Mr. Combs never made distinction between biological children and those he loved as his own. I saw a father who wanted his children to have normalcy, value, and love. Exhibit 12, letter of Kay Lindsay at 1. In 1998, Miss Porter and Mr. Combs had their first biological child together, Christian Combs. Mr. Combs and Miss Porter had an on and off relationship over the next 2 decades, PSR 177. During this time, Mr. Combs had his oldest daughter, Chance Combs, with girlfriend Sarah Chapman, PSR 179. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Combs and Miss Porter had twin daughters, Delilah and Jessie. The three girls are almost like triplets and enjoy a tremendously close relationship with one another and their father. Chance Combs writes, "My dad has always been our foundation." Exhibit 13, letter of Chance Combs at 1. The twins agree that he has been nothing but the best father to us and all of our siblings. Exhibit 14, letter D, letter of D and J Combs at 1. Miss Porter's longtime assistant note how Mr. Combs and Miss Porter co-parented their children with grace and unity. What I witnessed during those years shaped not only my views of Mr. Combs as a father and a partner, but also as a friend navigating immense pressure and responsibility. Throughout the years, I saw Mr. Combs and Miss Porter co parent with mutual respect and a shared commitment to their family. I watched them support one another through parenting challenges with grace and unity. He was present, whether it was flying in on a short notice to help guide the children through life difficult moments, joining family vacation with his mother and loved ones, or simply calling to ask how Kim was really doing. His presence was intentional and meaningful. Exhibit letter Exhibit 12, letter of K. Lindsay at 1. The trial records the trial record made this clear as well. Miss Combs' former assistant Mr. Combs' former assistant, George Kaplan, testified that Mr. Combs always seemed to have an extra gauge of patience with Miss Porter. Miss Porter seemed to make Mr. Combs really happy, even when he was otherwise not. He treated her with a special manner that just felt different than the way he treated others. Transcript 2328-29. Tragically, on November 2018, Miss Porter unexpectedly passed away from pneumonia at 48 years old. Mr. Combs was gutted, devastated, and to say the least, extremely heartbroken. He lost his best friend, the mother of 4 of his kids. He immediately became Mr. Mom and Dad. Exhibit 5, letter of L. Lane. He had to do the unthinkable, which is tell his children that their mom passed away. ID. Losing Miss Porter caused him to spiral into a deep grief that impacted him profoundly. Exhibit 15, letter of N. Oliveira, Oliveira at 1. While he was grieving, he stepped up and made it a priority to present with to be present with us at a time when he didn't even know how to be there for himself. Exhibit 7, letter of Q. Brown at 1. Mr. Combs' children. He became the only person we could turn to. He became our rock. Losing her sent all of us into a dark place. ID Jesse and Delilah Combs, who were just 11 years old at the time of their mother's passing, remember their lives changing that day. On November 15, 2018, our lives changed in the biggest way. That was the day we lost our mother. She was everything to us and most amazing mom we could ever ask for. Since that day, Sean Combs, our father, has stepped up and has had to play a role of both parents in our lives. It was very hard adjustment, but our dad has done everything he could to make it easy as possible for us. He's shown us to shown us he's shown up to everything to support us no matter what. He has taught us how to become great young women as we grow into adult. Exhibit 14, letter D and J Combs at 1. The twin longtime babysitter, Miss Olivia, wrote that in the time she watched the twins, she was able to see what a devoted father was. Exhibit 15, letter N, Olivia, at 1. He was a devoted father who lights up at the sight of his children. The man who worked tirelessly to create a beautiful life for them. ID. He is the kind of father who asks for photos and videos and many FaceTime calls when he was away for work because he missed them so much. ID. Mr. Cohn would do his best to always make sure the kids' mental health was good during this time. Exhibit letter 5 of L. Lane at 1. Miss Keith writes that since Miss Porter's passing, she has witnessed Sean Combs an anchor to their children and a steady rock in the storm of their grief. I have seen him carry this responsibility with grace, showing up not only as a parent but a spiritual guide and a source of strength for them. Exhibit 9, letter of N. Keith at 1. Longtime friend of the family, Derek Osorio, aka Chuck Bone, also note that Mr. Combs remained involved, proud, and fully present after Miss Porter's death. He noted that Mr. Combs navigated Kim's passing with strength and grace, remaining grounded in his role as a father during an incredible, difficult time. Exhibit 16, letter D of D. Osorio. Letter of D. Osorio. 1. Similarly, a longtime colleague recalled that Mr. Cohn sprang into action, surrounded the girls with all whom loved them and their mother, and took on the role of mother and father. Even through his grief, he prioritized the children and encouraged them to keep their mother's memory alive, but insisted they move forward in life. Exhibit 17, letter K, Etheridge, at 1. Mr. Combs started employing a chef named Carla around that time in 2019. Mr. Combs was going through a period of deep personal pain and depression. Even though he was clearly struggling emotionally, he still treated those around him with kindness and respect. It was during that time that I just, I'm sorry, I saw just how strong and resilient he really is. He leaned on his faith and his love for his children, and slowly I watched him find his strength again. It was inspiring to witness someone in his position be so vulnerable and yet still committed to others. Exhibit 18, letter K, lemons at 1. Limos at 1. Mr. Combs' dream was to have more children, and 4 years after Miss Porter's death on October 6, 2022, Mr. Combs welcomed his seventh child, Love Combs, whom he has co parented with Dana Trans. Ms. Trans noted that Mr. Combs is deeply committed in being present for Love and his other children. Exhibit 19, letter D, Trans at 1. Love is the center of his universe and has brought immense joy to the whole family. Mr. Combs has had an unwavering commitment to his children despite his busy work schedule, running multiple companies and pursuing his music career. Exhibit 20, letter of M. Hatcher at 1. Mr. Combs' eldest daughter, Chance, says that my dad has always been our foundation. He's not only a hardworking businessman, but he's also the one who makes sure we care, we're cared for and supported. Exhibit 13, letter of Chance Combs at 1. Miss Porter, close friend Ebony Ware, said that no matter how busy in demand he was, he showed up for everything big and small in his kids' lives. He celebrated them in big ways. Exhibit 10, letter of E. Ware at 4. Family friends Valerie Payton describe him as a doting father who is caring, loving, and fun. Exhibit 21, letter of V. Payton at 1. He has made a priority to be there for his children throughout their lives, especially since Miss Porter's passing and despite his hectic work schedule and travel. His son Justin recalled falling into a deep depression when he stopped playing football, and it was his father who saved him. I felt like I failed. The weight of public expectation crushed me. I was lost, and I carried a darkness I couldn't shake. My father, despite fighting battles of his own, reached into my pain and pulled me back into light. He gave me his time when it was the one thing he had so little of. He reminded me that I was worthy of love, forgiveness, and grace. My father saved me. And I say that with all the honesty in my heart. Exhibit 6, letter of Justin Combs at 1. He also showed up for his other children. His son Christian noted that there was never a time my father wasn't there for me, and my father didn't make me feel special. Exhibit 22, letter of Christian Combs at 1. His longtime stylist, June Cho, writes that Mr. Combs made a priority to attend his twin daughters' cheerleading performance at their high school football games. It was a clear reflection of the love and commitment he has for his family. He has been the foundation and backbone for them all. Exhibit 23, letter of J. Choi at 1. A lifetime colleague has noted Mr. Combs' unwavering dedication to his family despite the demands of an extraordinarily busy career. His personal commitment reflects a sense of responsibility and loyalty that goes beyond his professional life. Exhibit 24, letter of R. Romaine at 1. Miss Etheridge, A longtime colleague note that Mr. Cohn's most important role is that of a parent. He has done a remarkable job making sure home base is filled with the necessities and a village to keep not only the girls focused and love, but their three brothers and two sisters as well. Exhibit 17, letter of K. Etheridge at 2. Longtime friend of Mr. Cohn had Mara Leacock note that he has gone above and beyond to provide stability, guidance, and love for his children, ensuring they grow up grounded despite the demands of his public life, even with their career demands. Even with these career demands, his family has always been his anchor. He has always been present at pivotal moments in their lives, balancing his professional obligation with steadfast role as a father and a son. Exhibit 25, letter of H. Leacock at 1. Miss Porter's best friend, the caretaker of Mr. Combs' twins, note that she has always been amazed at how he could be working in the studio and be on the set of a movie and at the office and always there for all his kids no matter what was going on. Letter 5 exhibit 5, letter of L Lane at 1. Mr. Combs has instilled a commitment of faith and religion in his children as well. Miss Porter's longtime friend Marsha Irving noted that she attended church with Sean and his children on several occasions and witnessed the spiritual foundation he worked to instill in his home. He often hosted Sunday dinners that centered around faith and family. Exhibit 11, letter of M. Irving at 1. This observation was also echoed by Mr. Cohn's former chef, who noted that you can learn a lot about someone's character by how they raise their children. Mr. Combs that meant with strong values and love. Exhibit 18, letter K, Lennons at 1. She recalls that during her employment, every Sunday morning, he would step outside and loudly thank God before heading to church with his children. It wasn't for show, it was sincere, and I felt that it showed how it showed just how important faith and family are to him. ID. Mr. Combe has served in a consistent example of a black fatherhood done right, involved, nurturing, and proud. Whether supporting his daughters in their modern career or guiding his sons through business and music venture, Sean is not just present, he's intentional. Exhibit 20, letter of M. Hatcher at 1. Another former Bad Boys employee who has been Mr. Combs' longtime friend of 30 years, Shamel Spencer, reflected on Mr. Combs' deep commitment to his family and his faith. He consistently gave all the glory to God and was working tirelessly to be an example to his children and make his mother, Mama Combs, proud. Exhibit 26, letter of J. Spencer at 2. Mr. Combs' absence for the past year has been devastating for his children. Shara Chapman, Chance's mother, has noted this because she has witnessed the way he's been able to bring all his children together for family occasion, every annual holiday, birthdays, and simply be a dependable dad. Exhibit 27, letter of S. Chapman at 1. With Mr. Combs' incarceration, Justin writes, "My sisters are especially vulnerable. They no longer have their mother, and without my dad, they lack the steady hands of protective love they need. I tried to step in as their older brother, but nothing can replace the unique comfort of of father's presence. Exhibit 6, letter of Justin Combs at 1. Mr. Combs' incarceration has changed all that. The home Mr. Combs had created was not a place of entitlement or ego. It was a home of structure, respect, and intentional care. It was not perfect, but it was real. It was family. Exhibit 12, letter of K. Lindsay at 1. Mr. Combs has a large family and prioritizes large family gathering. He keeps those around him close. Exhibit 28 of S. Dent at 1. For the past nearly 13 months, however, the sense of closeness for his family has been shattered with Mr. Combs' incarceration, as his twin daughters note. On September 16, 2024, our worlds shattered. That was the day our dad was arrested and sent to jail. On that day, it felt like we had lost everything. Ever since then, we have been forced to navigate our lives during an extremely hard and overwhelming time without parents. No mom or dad to go to when we were sad, happy, excited, nervous, stressed, lonely, anxious, overwhelmed, or depressed. This world can be a very evil place. And when people try and tear you down, sometimes you need a mom or a dad to go to for love and support, which we don't have. We have gone through such important and challenging time in our lives, such as becoming seniors in high school, starting our new business, cheering at our school football and basketball games, graduating high school, the passing of our great grandmother, who was our mom's grandmother. So many more tough times, all without our parents. Exhibit 14, letter D, D and J Combs at 1. Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delilah have done their best to navigate the past year without a father or a mother. But this has been difficult. As Chance writes, we've missed so much over the past year with him and can't imagine missing any more milestones in our lives. Exhibit 13, letter of Chance Combs at 1. They have had to support each other as siblings. Without parents during the twins' senior year high school, a formative year for adolescent girls, Chance, who moved into NYU at the time Mr. Combs was arrested, described the past year as really hard for all of us. It doesn't feel right at home without him here. We miss every day, and I know how much he wants to be with us and face this situation responsibly. ID. Notably, his children were top of his mind. His children were top of mind when he was arrested. He stressed to psychologically department. He stressed to the psychological department of that he would really like to speak with his children, particularly ensure his children who do not have a parent in the community due to their mother's passing are doing okay. He was concerned that, and it's like, okay, that was part they redacted. Love was at a critical age of development when Mr. Combs was incarcerated. His visit with her have been generally reduced while he has been in DC. Although Miss Trans has tried to keep her life as normal as possible, the absence of a Love's father has taken a noticeable toll. Exhibit 19, letter of D Trans in 1. Miss Trans noted that love is bright and curious, and she often becomes frustrated that she cannot see her daddy. ID at 1. Love is a precocious toddler and asks questions to her mother and siblings as to why she cannot be with him and why she can only see him under his current circumstances. ID. When she hears his voice over the phone, she lights up. It is clear how important he is to her sense of safety, happiness, and belonging. Mr. Combs' absence has been similar difficult to Miss Combs, who note that I also depend on Sean for emotional support. He's always looked after my health and well-being. He was crucial as I have no one else to care for me. Four of his children has lost their mother not too long ago. Not too long ago. The kids, especially the boys, are still having a difficult time dealing with the loss of their mother. The loss of their father has been devastating. Exhibit 1 letter of Janice Cohn at 1. His absence has also been hard for his nephew, who is on the autism spectrum. Spectrum. Mr. Combs and his nephew SD have a unique and profound bond. Exhibit 2, letter K, Combs, Dent, at 1. Mr. Combs connect and understand his nephew in ways few others can, knowing when to talk or when simply to simply listen, and when to just sit quietly with him. ID. To his nephew, Mr. Cohn is not just Uncle Sean, but a steady, loving presence who makes him feel understood and accepted. ID. Mr. Cohn has always been supportive of his nephew and has used his resources to help his nephew's medical needs, including Kawasaki disease treatment and therapy, and help foster his nephew's interests such as hockey and derby racing. ID. Mr. Combs' brother-in-law recalls that when SD was diagnosed with autism, Mr. Combs helped them to secure the best therapy and care support that has contributed to SD maintaining his place in honor roll and honor society for the past 6 years. Exhibit 28, letter of S. Dent at 1. 2. He credits much of SD's success and progress to Mr. Combs' love and attention. ID. Mr. Combs is a dedicated nephew. Mr. Combs is also dedicated nephew and cousin. His aunt Judy writes that she and her daughter have grown up knowing Sean as a consistent figure in our lives. As Aubrey's cousin and Taylor's Uncle Puff, my family has shared deep generational bond with him and his family as a cherished member of our extended family. Exhibit 30. Letter of J. Green at 1. His cousin Trevin Jones recalls the close relationship between his father, who passed away last year, and Mr. Combs. Mr. Jones' father did not inform Mr. Combs of the battle with lung cancer until the very end. And when Mr. Combs found out, he reached out and spoke to him. And when he heard Sean's voice, his face lit up with life. Exhibit 31, letter of T. Jones at 1. Countless times, friends and family note Mr. Combs' devotion to his family and his children needs to be reunited with their father again. Mr. Combs begs this court to allow Mr. Combs to raise his children and to instill them the needs to be respectful and to get an education and to just be God's children with love in their hearts. I beg your honor to let him help them through the healing process from the loss of their mother and the pain and the sleeplessness night they have had since his incarceration. Exhibit 1, letters of Janice Combs at 2. Justin Combs begs this court to allow Mr. Combs the chance to come home, to be the father his children desperately needs, and to continue the work and becoming the man I know he is capable of being. Exhibit 6, letter Justin Combs at 2. Justin Combs lament that this has been the worst year and anyone could ever go through with his father in jail. Exhibit 22, letter of just Christian Combs. Christian Combs at 1. This sentiment is echoed by others. A former employee, Miss De Niro notes that his family needs him, his mother needs him, his daughter, the twins, Chance, and the youngest all need him. They depend on his love, guidance, and presence. He is the center of their lives, and they to his. Being with them is vital for their healing and for his. And I know he would use that time to continue being the steady and loving influence they have always known. Exhibit 32, let us see De, De Niro at 2. One of Miss Porter's best friend note, in short, these young people will need their father at this formative time in their lives. Exhibit 11, letter M. Irving at 1. Mr. Combs' former chef, Ariel Malone, notes, beyond the workplace, I came to know Mr. Combs as a devoted father and partner. His deep love and commitment to his children were evident every day. His absence has felt profoundly within his family, and it has also ripped outward. Exhibit 33, letter A of Malone at 2. Another longtime friend of Mr. Combs, Ishe Omolaibi, note that his children have had to share their father with the rest of the world. They needed him more than ever. His boys are at the age when boys become men and need his guidance, and his little girls need the protection, safety, and positive male influence from their father. Exhibit 34, letter of E. Omolobi. Omolola. I don't know how to say that. At 1. Mr. Combs' former girlfriend, Carisha, there she go, y'all. Carisha Brownlee, note that no more than anything, he's a father and his kids are the ones who look up to him the most. They need him. His presence, love, and guidance matters deeply in their lives. Exhibit 35, letter of C. Brownlee at 2. Mr. Combs deeply misses his mother and children, who have been his anchor and source of strength during this challenging separation. Exhibit 29, BOP Psychology Records at 91. All right, that was a lot. That was a lot, y'all. That was a lot. Oh, you don't have to be here, King Don. You know, it is so sad that people will come in here and criticize me. You are a miserable piece of shit, King Donnie. Block him. Because I'm not taking it today, y'all. Block him. Miserable piece of shit. Come in here and insult me. Y'all, block him, please. Mod, whichever one, please block him. Who's in here? What mod is in here? Let me go and see. Let me go check this out. This doesn't seem like somebody is like. Hold on a second. Go to this. Just don't. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing that for me. All right, I am about to stop now. That was enough for this moment. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, I have my allergies. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I could not find my glasses this morning. I put on this old one here. I don't know where my glasses are. Lord Jesus, I gotta go find my glasses. I gotta go find my glasses, y'all. Lord have mercy. All right, I'm about to end. I got a sinus. I'm getting a sinus headache, and then my eyes are hurting me. Tiffany, you're welcome. Tiffany, it's just people just come in here and just want to insult me. And look, I never said I was the best reader in the world. I try my best, do my best. That's all I can do. But I just hate when miserable people come in here and just change the mood of the whole chat. It's very disgusting that that individual is so miserable, so miserable. Thank you, Dana. It's just it's irritating, very irritating. I know you guys say ignore them, ignore them, ignore them. But even with me having difficulties seeing and stuff like that, I mean, it's a lot of things going on, and I try to do my best and try to, give you guys what I have, pull the information because people don't have access to getting these letters and stuff like that. And instead of being appreciative, you come in here and you want to complain. That's how miserable some people are, and it's sad. It's really sad. Then they wonder why things are happening in their life because you're so freaking miserable. You're not great. You're not thankful for what God has given to you. Just even being able to get on the internet, you can't say thank you. It's sad. It's really sad. This world's so nasty. But I'm grateful for you guys that are in here. But I'm gonna take a break for a minute because my sinuses is bothering me, and then my eyes. I can't find my glasses. I gotta go find my right glasses. I got these weird ones on, and they're old. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating, Dana. Really, it is. I'm not a scholar. Never. Reading has never been my forte. I am a math, numbers person. That's where my strength is, and so I do work. I do the best that I can with what I have. But people don't understand that. They want to just be miserable, and that's why I call them a piece of shit because that's what you do. You expel shit from your behind, right? That's what you do. You expel that. You don't keep waste inside of you. That's why I got rid of that waste in my chat. You want to come in here and insult me? You're going to get it back. Period. But in the meantime, next we'll go ahead on and go through the letters that they wrote, and if y'all want certain people's letters. Yeah, I gotta go get my glasses. I can't see. Jesus. And I had it last night. I don't know where I put it at. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all. I'll be back later to let me see. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be going to the court to New York for court on Thursday. I'm going to court on Thursday. I'll be in New York on tomorrow. Tomorrow you guys won't see me in the morning. I'll be on a plane flying out to New York. I'll see you later. I should be back on, but I gotta get my clothes together. I gotta pack. Even though I'm only going for a couple of days, but I need to get what I need. Thank you, Dana. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me. We laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys global gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. We're
With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment